Charlie boy say, una say make we leave everything, make he just sleep, make we let the sleeping dog lie, make we just let them swear the man in. He said na the same thing wey we dey talk yesterday, now we'll still talk tomorrow, now we'll still talk next tomorrow, now we dey talk dey go. He said if youth not take up the challenge, make dem fight against this government. He said he open the youth. He said because the time he fight. He said if youth not stop this thing now, he said na so e go come become. He said even your own children go dey accuse you, say why you not do anything.
You talked about your father. Your father was one of those who pioneered the judiciary in terms of putting it in the face of people, repositioning the judiciary to become more amicable, more endearing to the people, especially with the Oputa panel. On Monday, we're about to see a judiciary go into session as well, following the just concluded elections. First of all, I'm going to ask two questions very briefly. One, are you one of those who would love to ask that it should be broadcast, whatever's going on in the tribunal? Secondly, do you have faith in the judiciary that they will stand the test of time and follow through the laws, especially looking at what your father had done?
I think my father was one of the last Mohicans, one of the last people with integrity. There were a few of them, Justice Kaide Shaw, Justice Anyagolo. There were quite a few of them back in the days. And even as when he was alive, I used to argue with him that the way the judiciary is going, we had heated argument. I said, this is not the judiciary I used to know. It's going to the dogs. And he said, oh, have faith, have faith. I said, I don't have faith. And up till today, I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. With what I see, I don't know. Nigeria reminds me of the Charlie Boy show in a very negative way. You know, our buzzword at that time, anything can happen on the Charlie Boy show, but good things, entertaining things. But this time around, anything can happen in Nigeria. You know, it's unfortunate how the system has gotten so bad, and young people who are in a disenfranchised position no longer have heroes they can look up to, they can emulate. In my own time, there was great value for, you know, honesty, integrity, be a man of your words. Your name was more important than all the money you can make. But it's a quick fix situation these days. Young people are not interested in working hard, and not because they're looking at leadership, and leadership is so botched and crooked and criminal. So parents are no longer on duty. You know, we live in a community. In my days, you know, the teachers, your community, your parent, we were all part of raising the kid, regardless of whose kid it is. Okay? You go do something for the next street, and somebody who knows your father will see you and say, no, your people don't behave like this. They will caution you, discipline you, and send you back home or take you back home. It doesn't happen anymore.
Let's talk about the just concluded politics and the youth participation. What's your take on it, especially what just took place in February?
How do I describe the mood? You remember when Diane died, Princess Diane? You remember the year? It's been so long.
19.
Anyway.
Yeah, John.
I was in Ghana when that happened. And what overwhelmed me was people's sympathy, empathy about this princess. Who know you, boy? The Caucasian, all the way in Britain, London, had nothing to do with Africa. But it seemed like the world was mourning for this princess. That's exactly what happened in Nigeria. After the 25th of February election, it was like we were speechless. After spending over 300 billion Yeah. After all the reassurances that was given to us, this is the best they can do. And I've never seen Nigeria so divided. I've never seen this kind of violence in my life. And for me, I was paralyzed, virtually paralyzed for a couple of days. Why? Because ever since, I've never remembered any day that I stood behind somebody and I'd say, that's the person. That's the person we should have. That's the person I support. I was never involved in politics like that. And then it looked like my dreams, everything was crushed, because I can't imagine me living in any other country than this country. And I can't imagine anything driving me away from this country, regardless how bad it gets. So it's for me to do all what I can possibly do to create the environment of my dream where I can feel at home. I will need to look over my shoulders, and I can be part of this one Nigeria. You know, so I felt very betrayed. Like I said, even before that, you know, I don't want to get too emotional talking about politics, because it aches me that that even the Stockholm mentality that I'm seeing right now with some people whose mumu is a family inheritance. I used to say, I've always maintained that the salvation of Nigeria lies in the hands of its exceptional people. Who are those people? They're the youths. I believe so much in them. I believe if this country will ever change, and it will change, that is the youth who are going to fix it. So I'm sort of hopeful, because what is man without hope? I'm hopeful that some miracle is going to happen. I'm hopeful about my dream of a new Nigeria. I'm hopeful because now I can see that there's some rise in consciousness with this youth who I believe so much in, that can rescue us. Because the youths are more intelligent, they're more in numbers. And look at which group of people have made Nigeria so proud? Why is it that when young people leave the shores of this country, they spread their wings, they prosper? Because there's something wrong with the system. And the only people, listen, I played my role, though I'm still playing a certain kind of role as the area father. But the strength I had some 30 years ago, I don't have it no longer. So who do I rely on? It's still the same youth. Nobody gives you nothing. And it will come to a stage, it's do or die. The youth nobody gives you power. Nobody gives you power. Yeah. But he who is down needs fear no fall. I mean, if I cannot japa, I don't have anywhere to go, I'm pushed against the wall, what do you think? I mean, the so-called bourgeois or the elites or the criminals in power who think that they're all secured, it can't be like that forever for them.
Just one quick one. You know, I don't know if you can quickly speak on this. You know, in the last couple of weeks, we've heard from different corners, people make statements like, oh, you know, a president has been, you know, elected, let it go, you know, pray for a better Nigeria, you know, let's support whoever it is that, you know, has been elected, you know, no need to, you know, be going to court and be wasting time. I think Bishop Onayekon was is the last person who has come under a lot of criticism because he made statements, you know, about the tribunal and saying that nobody should be sworn in when there's still a tribunal process to go through. So I don't know if you can quickly share your response to those who say, let it go. Someone has been elected. Let's pray and support him.
Let it go. That's a lot of BS. It stinks. Let it go is to say, oh, let's continue the way we have ruled all these years by not adhering to the rules that we make for ourselves. Okay? That is part of Nigerians' problem. That is a lawless place. So when we have a lawless election, that was not an election but a selection, and you say let it go. So the one that you selected, on what is he going to swear about? To follow which rules? Is it the one he makes himself? Or the one that guides everybody? So let it go. It's a very dumb ass shit to say. Because you're still saying, forget, okay, somebody has managed to steal my things. Somebody comes and takes your wife, sleeps with your wife, and he tells you, let it go. If not you go agree. You, where they ask me question, you go agree. Let it go. On what grounds?
This is Bod TV Bod. In case the first time you come here, please don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell for more uploads.